What's going on, guys? We're back with a brand new video. Today's video we will be going over the Sydney Swans 2021 season preview. The Sydney Swans is a team that, people don't really know where they're going to finish because they have so much great young talent on their list. But people don't know if they're going to continue being a bottom side this year or they're going to try to push for that number 8 position. So that's what I'll be going over and giving my opinion on what I think they would do in the 2021 season. But before we do get into it, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe because we're on the road to 600 subscribers. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. First up for the breakout player, I've gone with Tom McCartan. Now, I feel like this guy's almost swung under the radar as underrated key defenders in the competition. His ability to intercept mark at the later parts of last year was great to watch. One of the highlights for some of the young players. He originally was a forward in the early parts of his career, like his brother Paddy, but a bit during his career over the last couple of years, they've swung him back at times. But at the back half of last year, they decided to run him as a full-on backman, and geez, did it work! His ability to intercept mark and beat his opponent at times is very, very good and very promising for a young key defender and someone I think will break out in 2021. Next up for the need to improve, I've gone with Big Buddy Franklin. Now, it just came out that he will be making $1.5 million this year, and he hasn't played in 2 years, which is not a guy you want to be paying $1.5 million to sit on the sidelines. So there's a lot of pressure probably on him to live up to that contract and actually deliver something to him. He already, I think it's already confirmed that he will be missing round 1, but there's rumours that he could be playing round 2. And if he plays round 2, I'm hoping he can play every other game apart from round 1, because football's just better when this man's playing. Next up for the best and fairest winner, I've gave it to Isaac Heaney. He's returning from his injury after, I can't remember how he got injured last year, but I remember he missed the back half of last year, all with the injury. And when he was playing, he did look really, really good. They were trying him in different roles last year. They were almost trying to get him into almost like a Jordan Ngoe role, and then they tried to chuck him in the midfield. They're still trying to find where the best position is, but he definitely can be a hybrid forward. He has the X factor ability, his ability to push forward and kick a goal. I think he's won 2 Mark of the Years, or at least 1, which just shows how great his athleticism is. And then he can play as an inside ball. That's just the ability that he has. So I predict him to have kind of like a year, kind of like a Jordan Ngoe, Dustin Martin type year, even a Chris Petrarca type year. His ability to, because I think he's finally got the tank to be able to run out a full-on game in the midfield, and I can't wait to see this man play. Next up for the big improver, I've gone with the Lizard, Nick Blakey. This man got drafted as a key forward, and that's where we thought that he would be playing most of his footy. But last year, everything changed with this man. He got moved into almost like a full-time winger, and kind of played, because I think he's almost 200 centimeters, or he's around that 200 centimeter height. But he has great kicking ability, he has great endurance ability, he can run all day, he can take a mark, and play very, very well, almost like a Jared Berry type player, because Jared Berry, most people don't know, he's actually 191 or something, and Nick Blakey's around that height. So if he can turn into that type of winger this year, that'll be absolutely great for the Sydney Swans. Most goals I have gave it to Tom Papley, but I really want this to be Buddy Franklin. I feel like I have to give it to Tom Papley because that's a safe option, and he did win it last year. He did have a breakout year last year, but I do want to give this to Buddy Franklin, but I just can't see myself giving it to him just because I don't think he'll play enough games. I want him to play enough games, but I don't know how confident I am in him playing, 10 plus games this season. So I'm going to give it to Tom Papley, and this man should be around the small forward All-Australian spot this year to go along with this. Next up with the surprise All-Australian, I've gave it to Jake Lloyd. I don't know how this man has not been All-Australian the past 2 years. I think he's been averaging almost the most touches in games the past couple of years, and somehow he still doesn't give his All-Australian spot. So I hope this is the year they finally give it to him. He's a great rebounding half back and really helps their game style. Has the ability to actually push into the midfield. I think he has done that in times. He definitely racks up enough disposals, and I can't wait to see what this man can do and develop more parts to his game in 2021. So now I'll be going over my best 22, and I'll be honest with you, this was a very, very hard best 22 to pick. Because on paper, they have so many, like, you know, young players that could come in and play, but you're not too confident on how good they are quite yet. I've put the two top 10 picks in Logan McDonald and Braden Campbell, because I feel like they, you know, have some great capabilities to come in and play football really early. I've gone for Tom McCartan and Dane Rampe as the two key defenders, and I've gone with also Sam Winks on the bench to go along with Justin McInerney. Sam Winks played a very good preseason game on the weekend, and I feel like if he continues that form, then he'll actually play consistent footy. I'm pretty sure he played pretty good footy last year to go along with that. And he's had a brilliant pre-season, so I feel like this is their best 22. But Sydney fans, let me know in the comments, because I'm not quite sure about what their best 22 actually is. So now I think that they will finish in 14th position, but depending on some injuries and how their players will, you know, come back from, you know, having maybe like a breakout season for some of their young players, because they're in that type of age group where like a lot of their players could have breakout years. And they did have a few injuries last year, so I do think they're going to finish 14th, but I would not be surprised if they do finish in 8th position, because they definitely have the talent to do it. They just need to make sure it's healthy and their young players do improve. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy it, and thanks for watching.